Females don't have it easy. Not only are they put under the pressure of subscribing to the world's standards of being dainty and cute, but they also have to be strong enough to handle different types of stress. Women are even treated differently just because of their gender, whether it be in the workplace or in the family. But when it comes to becoming a force to be reckoned with, women are usually met with snide comments, belittling, and various obstacles that men don't have to face. In this book, we're taught that there's no place for good and nice girls at the top. To become great and to move up the career ladder, one has to woman up and be the strongest version of themselves. Here are the top 7 lessons from Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office by LOIS P. Frankel. Lesson 1. Be assertive. In history, women have always had to fight to have the same rights as men. Women weren't even allowed to vote before the end of World War I. In 1977, married women in West Germany weren't even allowed to sign their work contracts without the approval of their husbands. However, even after so much progress, women still encounter different treatments just because of their gender. One of the most notable differences is salary. In the United States, women only make around 77% of what their male counterparts earn, even when they're doing the same job. Women also experience inequality in holding influential positions. Only around 8% of the top executives worldwide are women. But why is this? We may blame the system and gender bias. However, a female's attitude can also be a factor as to why she isn't being promoted. Women were raised to have good demeanors and to talk in an agreeable manner. This is what the author calls acting like a girl. But if a person would like to advance in the workplace, then one would have to be assertive and have a strong personality. Lesson 2. Learn to play the game. Whenever women win in a game of Monopoly, they feel ecstatic. Then after a few rounds of more winning, they'd start to feel guilty about winning too much. This isn't a common feeling among males. This is because women weren't raised to be as competitive as men and weren't taught how to play the game of life. On the get-go, women were taught to be sympathetic and pretty, instead of becoming successful and assertive. Women also usually stay within their boundaries and aren't risk-takers. However, if one intends to play the game, then one should do assertively and competitively, attributes that weren't instilled in women. There are some women who participate in the game, but they usually make mistakes. Aside from playing safely, women also try too much to be likable. In doing this, they start accepting the work of others and overwork themselves without getting any appreciation. Lesson 3. Be a leader. When women are given the chance to decide on an important matter, they usually deflect the question and ask someone else for their opinion. Whether it be about where to eat or an important move for the company, some may still try to ask around and even get a census. One way women hinder themselves from getting promoted and becoming a boss is by appearing indecisive. A leader should be able to make quick and efficient decisions. Whether the decision is popular or not, it shouldn't matter to a boss. Another mistake women make is helping too much. Once again, this is because women like to be liked, but it's important to know that through helping, one might just give up transitioning from a doer into a leader. Lesson 4. Dress to impress. Do you know that 55% of a person's credibility comes from their appearance and demeanor? In fact, 38% is based on how one sounds, and the other 7% comes from what one says. Thus, looks do matter. Imagine female leaders such as Clinton or Thatcher. Whenever we think of their style, do we think of them as feminine? We probably won't. This is due to the fact that excessive femininity isn't healthy for a woman's career. Dressing too girly and smiling an inappropriate amount can make women look less authoritative. Instead, one should dress for the position they'd want to land. Additionally, women should also be wary of wearing too much accessories and putting on too much makeup. Over-accessorizing can bring people out of focus and may start noticing what you're wearing instead of what you're saying. Women should also pay attention to their body language. Their posture, mannerisms, and even head tilting can make all the difference and convey the confidence they would need. Lesson 5. Think like a woman. To advance one's career, a woman would have to stop thinking like a girl. That's being overly emotional, giving out too many factors, and striving for perfection. In the business world, being overly emotional and attached isn't really a good thing. For instance, little girls would view male authoritative positions as father figures. On the other hand, women would view them as equals, who they could maintain an independent and objective relationship with. Another way one can start thinking like a woman is through not giving too many factors. One should always remember that everyone's being paid to do something. And if someone is asking you to always do what they're being paid to do, then you should get something from them. It's also important for women to be strategic and tactical. As little girls, females were always taught to be obedient and polite. But in the business world, people add value to their work through intensive planning and thinking. A woman should also know how to delegate and take initiative. Lesson 6. Be loud and take up space. Little girls were always taught to be quiet and meek. On the other hand, no one wants to be a leader who doesn't speak up. Even if one has good ideas, if it was said in a manner that isn't believable, then it wouldn't even be considered. A woman should know how to word their thoughts into sounding assertive. In doing this, it's important to consider one's word choice, tone, and manner of delivery. When giving suggestions, women would also do away with using too many qualifiers and minimizers. Statements such as "maybe it would" and "I'm just" won't help people see your purpose and potential. Another thing that won't help women reach the top is apologizing just to ease the tension and avoid conflict. One shouldn't take the blame when they don't have to. Lastly, women take up space whenever they're making statements. May this be through making gestures or just sitting confidently. Lesson 7. Capitalize on networks. Most of the time, we don't see women making the most of the connections they make to advance their careers. If one were to ever meet an executive at the bar, a woman wouldn't really want to use him to get a new high-paying job. But if one wants to have that corner office sooner or later, then women should learn how to make the most of their relationships. It's also important for women to have a sponsor, meaning having someone who can act as a mentor and who can teach you the ropes in an industry. A woman should stop avoiding office politics and join in the fun, secure a sponsor, use her relationships, and watch her career take off. In conclusion, this book shows how girls have been conditioned to be quiet, non-competitive, and malleable. In doing this, society has made it almost impossible for women to advance in their careers. But with the help of the tips given in this book, women can become more effective in their workplaces and stand out. In doing so, women can also reach their full potential and get that corner office that's so coveted. What other stereotypes do you know regarding how women are perceived in society? Comment your thoughts below. Thank you for listening. If you like the book summary and you want to see more in this category, please like and subscribe so I can create more. You can also get a free copy of the entire audiobook by clicking the link in the description. Until next time.